Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulls on Tap. I'm your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Goose, aka Bull Scripted. We're here after a victory, third straight victory, first in the country in about a week. So that's cool. But we're back at the United Center and we get a win over Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks. I hate Trae Young. If you didn't know that, if you're a Trae Young fan, this is probably the podcast not to tune into because I don't like him. I don't want your listen either. I'm kidding. I always want your listen. That was a stupid thing to say. Everybody be sure to go on tapsportsnet.com for all Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at Bulls on Tap and on TapSportsNet. Following Goose at Bull Scripted, me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review because it's cool and tough. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, please go to the YouTube on TapSportsNet YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and hit the little bell. Also, we are presented by Sports Illustrated Media Group. Goose. Bulls win at the United Center against Trae Young, and he goes 0 for 5 from downtown and misses 3 free throws.
Two of them were in the same attempt at the line. So, no, I mean, these games against Atlanta all year have been fun. I kind of figured going into tonight that it was going to be an exciting game. I didn't think that the Bulls and the Hawks were going to open the game with the lowest scoring quarter in the NBA for the season here. Really scary because the Bulls forced probably, it felt like 5 turnovers. I know they had 10 at the half. They probably had at least 5 in the first there because the energy and the intensity was there. The shots were just not falling. Luckily, despite our one quarter that we like to give up, which is the third tonight, apparently, the Bulls did come to play because in that second quarter we dropped 40. So the shots did start to fall after a good energy start. But no, this was an exciting game through and through. And as you said, your favorite player ever kind of struggled tonight, but still somehow ended up with 20-plus points.
Yeah, no, Trae Young was still a +6 with 21 points, 13 assists, 3 rebounds. He did have 6 turnovers, though. So, I mean, he struggled. Alex Caruso was pissing him off a little bit. And I really liked what I saw. He had a rough night. If it wasn't Caruso, it was Io. So he was just kind of having to deal with, a long guy like Io who's good defensively, and then a pit bull like Alex Caruso who probably gets up for that kind of stuff.
And then I think they said on the broadcast, Trae's like 1 for 17 from downtown in the last 3 games.
He's been bad, dude. All year he's been so inconsistent. Like, I would have never guessed that something happened to him. Like, if they came out like at the break or whenever they fall out of playoff contention, if that does happen, even I know there's a play-in, but I wouldn't be surprised they said he had like some sort of injury. Because seriously, he's shooting terrible.
No, I mean, maybe our buddy Joe hit it on the head. I don't know if you saw Joe's tweet. He said a franchise is only as strong as the face of the team, and Trae Young is soft. They're building wrong guy. They got to start building around Murray. And I don't know. Maybe Trae's feeling that. Maybe you go get a star. And unlike Zach and DeMar finding some coexistence, you got Trae feeling like, all right, maybe this ain't my team anymore. If I don't get all the shots, I don't know if this is as fun. And from a team building standpoint, if you're not giving Trae like unlimited reign on the offensive end with what he gives you defensively, kind of is hard to build a team around him. And Murray's just not that good off ball, and he's not nearly as good as DeMar DeRozan creating his own shot, at least not as consistently as DeMar can do it because he's just a fucking legend.
That's very true. 1,000th NBA game for DeMar DeRozan, and he didn't disappoint. 11 for 21 for DeRozan, plus 20 in the plus minus, 26 points, 6 assists, 1 rebound, 3 steals, only 1 turnover for DeMar. Had a couple big shots in the fourth quarter, doing DeMarvelous DeRozan things. I do want to get back to that Murray-Young thing. Remember when we were talking about that when it happened? And we were just like, I don't get it. And then they kind of came out and they started, at first, they looked good, together at first. And then, Murray got hurt and, the season goes on and things change, right? I don't get it when I watch it. I don't get who thought it would be a good decision unless you knew you were moving on from Trae Young to pull up a trade like that.
Yeah, and if that's the case, why are you so heavily talking about trading John Collins?
Yeah, which is hilarious. I mean, but his shooting this year is putrid.
I mean, every game we've played against them, John Collins has looked bad. Patrick Williams looked great tonight with John Collins as his matchup. Somehow ended up with 10 rebounds. I know that we shouldn't be shocked or surprised that our power forward had double-digit rebounds and he got the 10th one in the last, 5 seconds of the game. But Pat, tonight, got to give the man his flowers. Came up.
Oh, absolutely. Fourth quarter, especially. Came
up huge in the fourth. And the boards outside of the one that I joked about at the end there were really good, aggressive, needed boards. And that's something that this team has been missing all year. So
he had 2 needed aggressive offensive rebounds too,
which is something we don't do at all.
No,
Andre Drummond's on the floor.
Right, and he played for the first time in 3 games. Yeah, I know, but he had a fucking dunk on Collins though.
He did. He got yammed on, and then he yammed on somebody, and Billy was like, "All right, even scored, pull." We played a lot of small ball tonight. It did not work at all in that third quarter. That did not end well at all. Poor Kobe had a shot clock beating dunk taken away from him. That hurt my heart a little bit because he just barely got it over. And I thought in that scenario, because I don't have the NBA rule book, I was like, all right, cool. No, like he hit the rim. So like at that point, like that's a shot now, right? Like, cool. That's good. No, it's still attached to his hand. So apparently dunks don't dunk it when the shot clock's right.
No, you just gotta float that up there, man, or give it a little butter, finger roll it, man. But yeah,
because I learned a new rule tonight.
That's good. I'm glad. I didn't think it was a basket when it happened because his hand was still on the ball. So that's why everybody was on Twitter.
I was pretty confident, and then Adam Amin was like, "Oh no, it hit the rim. That might play in here." And I was like, "You know what, Adam, you're onto something here." And I got all excited when we went to the break, and then they took it away, and I was like, "Shit!" I got excited for nothing.
Right. Kobe had some good opportune shots, right? But he kind of didn't play well offensively. Neither did the team, so I can't mess with him too bad. I mean, Vooch was 6 for 14 tonight at 14 points, 17 boards, 7 assists. Almost had a triple-double. We had a triple-double watch going on for him. I didn't even realize that. He played a lot of minutes tonight, too.
That's just how smooth the Vooch man is, though.
Hey, man, he's turned a corner. He's turned a corner in these last few games. They're all playing well together. I'll say that now. They're playing well together. It's working.
He's definitely turned a corner, but I think it's more so like Billy's found out what the hell he has to do without Lonzo Ball, finally.
Well, like I told you, if that was the case this whole time with Billy Donovan, then I severely misread the situation.
You know what, Buzz? I don't care. I saw Billy Donovan dapping it up with Lonzo Ball before the game started in a photo, and that's all that matters to me because that means Billy hasn't lost the locker room. He's a player coach.
Yeah, continuity. Great. Yeah, continuity with the coach and the players. It's good shit. It's good shit all around. I'm glad they were dapping each other up, and I'm glad that he finally found out how to use Vooch, or maybe those professionals, veterans figured out how to play together and how to sacrifice the right way. I mean, that's what I would take. But Zach, he struggled tonight too. 7 for 17 from the floor, 2 for 7 from downtown, 4 for 7 from the free throw line. That hand must be bothering him.
And he did not have it taped tonight.
He didn't?
He did not. It was at least tape free in that fourth quarter because when Murray stopped that breakaway dunk, which was shocking, I was literally yelling at my screen like, Zach, get this UC going, take this shit home. And Murray comes out of nowhere like a bat out of hell and clean foul. But, yeah, no, it was paying real close attention to Zach's hands. Not taped, no wrap. So maybe feeling better, but at least in the numbers not showing. We wasn't really shown at the free throw line, just kind of in his jumper overall. Did hit a big 3 in the fourth.
Yeah, it was huge.
Took a couple of bad shots there in the fourth, though, that kind of forced Billy into a timeout. Had me a little worried for a second.
Do you blame him personally? Do you blame him for those shots? Because nothing else was fucking going. Like, I wasn't really mad at him for trying to make something happen. I mean, listen, man, these guys struggled offensively all night. There was no consistent flow outside of the second quarter for the Bulls where they dropped 40 after dropping 17.
It was like exactly at the 5-minute mark. The drive attempt, I'm never going to get mad at the downhill attack from Zach. That's something that I think our boy Drew pointed out as well. I was thinking throughout the game that even Zach's shooting struggles have kind of pushed him to be more of a downhill player and to see that aspect of his game kind of play out more recently. And hopefully Zach realizes that he is getting to the line more, even if he is injured. But driving more will result in more free throws for him. And his first step is that elite, that he can do that on almost every play. That relying on that more now has been a positive from Zach, but the shooting struggles are still there. That 3 at the 5-minute mark with the shooting struggles you've been having, I didn't like it. Even with the lead, I guess it's a dagger. It's a comfortable situation, but there was still like 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Right.
Not a shot that I liked.
I don't know. Like I said, it didn't look like anything was really going for them at the time, and I was okay with him pulling the trigger on a couple stupid shots. I know I usually bitch about it, but hey, I know it was close too, but I never felt threatened. Okay. Like that's the thing. I did tonight.
After that third quarter, I was feeling a little threatened.
You were feeling why? Because they went on that when they went on that run?
They were technically like
I know they were up, but I mean it was our bench was in and it wasn't.
When we have that quarter, I always go, oh shit, here we go again. We've seen that part of this team more times than we've seen the closing team. And luckily we got the opposite tonight because we don't want to drink pickle juice, but we want to win, which is what we were saying before the show. And we did just beat a team that's ahead of us in the standings, pull within a game or a half game of them, tied with Indiana at 9th currently, and we play them tomorrow night. So the Bulls are doing what they're supposed to do at the right time of the season, I suppose. If you would have done it earlier, it wouldn't be as dire as it is now. But the fact that they are performing when they're performing does feel pretty good. So, yeah, I guess if Zach wants to take that shot, I don't care. We won the game.
Right. That's what I mean. We won the game. I'm not going to bitch about – no, I didn't want to bitch about the shots, though, just because I was just like, man, no one else had anything going. DeMar hit those couple shots in the fourth, but like I said, 11 for 21. It's good, but, like I said, everybody just seemed to struggle for the most part. Io kind of played a weird offensive game, I felt like. The biggest thing that's the biggest thing I had a problem with is he just wouldn't pull the trigger on the three tonight. He kept driving and taking contested shots at the rim, and then he took like a really horrible mid-range shot in the first, and then I think that killed his confidence. What did you think about him tonight?
When you're matched up with Trae Young on the offensive end, I guess that is the more logical attack. If Trae's his matchup more times than not tonight, driving the hole makes more sense than shooting over Trae when I'd prefer Io to drive. Although I guess usually in the half court, he's not as consistent at finishing as he is in transition. The whole team tonight, I felt like, was passing up a lot of good threes. And once again, we won. Pat had a great game, but he's too good of a three-point shooter to be doing the same thing. Io isn't a great three-point shooter, so the hesitation and the not relying on it makes sense. But when it comes to Pat and you see it, same thing. I'm going to turn down a wide open three for a slightly contested mid-range or a heavily contested mid-range. It's not a good shot.
Right.
We watch DeMar do it all the time, so it looks like it's a good shot because he makes it look easier than anything on the floor. But for everybody else on the team outside of maybe Zach, that's not a good shot. And we even see it with Kobe. He'll turn up a three, turn down a wide open three, hesitate, travel, turn the ball over, force a mid-range, and it's not a good look. Doesn't matter who you are on this team, from Derrick Jones Jr. on down, who was a big impact tonight and who we haven't touched on, you have to shoot the open threes, whether you haven't made any all night or not.
Right. And speaking of Derrick Jones, I felt like we did a good job in our last episode talking about his importance and what he brings to the table now. He's really taken that small ball 5 role, and he's 16 minutes again for him tonight, man. This guy was getting minutes because Javonte got hurt, and Javonte wasn't 100%.
Now he's taking Drummond's job.
Do you miss Javonte at all at this point when he comes in? I love Javonte Green. Personally, I love Javonte Green.
Plus, you can't ask me that question.
Javonte Green power hour. I know. I'm just saying, you don't.
Yes,
you see how interchangeable the shit could be.
But if Billy was willing to play DJJ this much as a small ball 5 when you still had Javonte, then you just have more size and you still have more energy and more of what this team needs in rebounding and just aggressiveness on the defensive end to cover up for your one-way offensive players. So, yeah, I still miss Javonte. Does DJJ play in the way that he has since Javonte's gone out? Make it easier for the Bulls not to kind of rush Javonte in this recovery process? Hell yeah. And to be honest, he had a knee surgery. Those are two words that go together in Chicago sports that I don't expect to see you for the rest of the season. Right. So let's, I guess, ride DJJ. I do think we could have got a little more Drummond. And I'm curious to see what Billy's explanation there is, if it really is just matchup wise, or is he just that much more confident in DJJ and his small ball ways. Coming from OKC, Billy played a lot of freaking small ball.
Well, it seems to be more effective for him how he's doing it now than how he was doing it before. So if this is what he's comfortable in and this is what it takes to, I mean, get the most out of your players, I guess it's probably not the worst thing to do. You know, I mean, Drummond I foresee Drummond being pissed off, and then if they're going to continue to do this, how do you keep him?
I mean, I guess you piss him off to the point where you let him play for 5 minutes. He scores 5 points, gets 5 rebounds, and then you sit him and you go, "Good job, buddy. That was a hell of an impact." Like, you know, the matchup wasn't there tonight. I don't really know, but what value you're going to get for him?
Yeah,
He's on a 1-year deal, and I think it's a player option. It's a veterans minimum, so obviously easy to trade. But at this point, he's bounced around so much that teams expect to get players like that for free on the buyout market if you're a legitimate contender.
Let's say maybe you can get like a second round, you know, the second round picks that everybody is going for nowadays, like Rui or Doug McDermott's rumored to be rumored.
I mean, you brought it up. What did you think of the Rui Hachimura trade today?
I think that he's a good player. I think that he'll work. He might work well there, but I mean, I kind of agreed with your tweet about him going there. Like, he's still playing with LeBron. You know,
Well, you know, the whole reason that, like, he wasn't fitting in Washington and needed to be traded was, like, we got a logjam at the power forward, just can't fully commit to him, so we're not going to have the money to pay him. Like, LeBron makes $40-something million. Rui's not like a knockdown shooter that's going to be playing off the ball with LeBron. So unless Bron's playing 4 and Rui's playing the 5, which wouldn't make sense with the way Thomas Bryant's playing over there for them.
Right.
I don't know. Are you just going big? Like, you just going huge over there? I mean, I guess Rui's versatile enough defensively to maybe that works.
Yeah, I mean, they're huge and athletic. So, I mean, they have that kind of going for them, I guess.
But to just say that, like, Washington has a logjam and can't play Rui because they have Kyle Kuzma, but the Lakers can afford to give up 3 second-round picks, and I guess Kendrick Nunn's a non-factor at this point. But, you know, like, I don't know, 3 second-round picks for a guy that you probably can't really – like, it was a weird move to me. I think it's interesting to see that the Lakers are trying to get ahead of the trade market and kind of make all these moves before everybody else starts hitting the panic button in 2 weeks here. Because the Lakers have been hitting the panic button since the season started. But I don't know. I mean, Doug McDermott there makes a lot more sense than Rui did.
God, I couldn't do it again.
You couldn't do Dougie Buckets again?
No, I couldn't do it again. And especially because, like, in his whole time he's been in the league, he still sucks at defense terribly. I don't really need that on the wing. But, I mean, I like the floor spacing and everything. But, yeah, I couldn't do Doug McDermott again.
No, I mean, if we're giving up seconds, get me Cam Reddish. Especially
after the picks that we gave up for Doug McDermott, one being Gary Harris and then the other one being, I believe, Nurkic.
You know, I hate that I was young and dumb on that night, though, because I just was like, we need shooting. That's the best shooter in the draft.
Yeah, next to Rose, right? That's what you're thinking, right?
And I was happy for the trade up. I was like, yeah.
Trade ups are always cool when you
went and got the shooter, baby. We got the last piece that we needed, and shit, Dougie Buckets,
man. You know, it was a great game all around. It was fun, but we have a quick one, you know, in a back-to-back against the Pacers here. You kind of touched on them earlier. I believe we're 1 win behind them right now. We're 22-24. They're 23-25. That game's at 6. This starts a 3-game road trip. The Bulls will be on the road for 3 games in a row. They'll play tomorrow, then they'll be off on Wednesday, and then I believe go Thursday and Saturday. Was it Thursday and Saturday? I think Thursday and Saturday. I know they have 4 games this week.
Thursday, Saturday. Thursday is going to be Charlotte, and Saturday is Orlando.
Yeah, so I mean, you have a real chance here to make something happen, man. You've got a real chance here to make something happen. So,
and by you mean make something happen, we're going to be cheers and pickle juice.
Oh yeah, most likely.
It's 3-2. The Bulls need to win 2 of their next 3, and Shy Sports Fan gets his dream of all dreams. His Make-A-Wish dream will come true.
I can't believe this is going to actually fucking happen.
It's going to happen.
500. That's nuts. I didn't think it'd go down like that. I did not think it'd go down like that. If you're wondering why I'm looking to my left, and I just want to explain that this whole time, my child is up and it looks like my wife has fallen asleep and is not going to get them. So I have to cut our episode short. This is live with Bulls on Tap. I made her cry for 5 minutes, though. She didn't go back to sleep, so I probably have to get back up there. But before I do you have any closing thoughts before I run away?
Let's kick ass in Indiana. You guys will get to see our beautiful faces again tomorrow, right after the game. Let's keep the streak rolling. It feels good to win. I don't like talking about tearing down the team. And if they keep winning, they don't have to talk about that. And Zach talked about that in Paris. This team knows what they're up against. They all like each other, and they know what the hell is going to happen if they can't pull it together. So,
right.
Let's keep pulling it together and keep beating these teams that we should beat that we didn't beat early in the season, and then we can keep feeling good about ourselves.
Absolutely. Big chance to go 500 this week. Big chance to go 500 and maybe even a game over. So let's do it for real. Like, I mean, this is the chance to get us to shut up and drink pickle juice. So I'm really looking forward to it. But everybody be sure going on tapsportsnet.com for all Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. You already know where to follow us. 5-star rating and review anywhere you listen to podcasts, because you can listen to us there. Go to YouTube. Subscribe to the On Tap Sportsnet YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow after the Bulls take on Indiana, right? Yeah, Indiana. Let's go.